Good morning. Chevron holds the advantage as the only major U.S. oil company currently operating in Venezuela, according to Wall Street analysts. But a long and expensive road lies ahead for U.S. oil companies to restore Venezuela to its peak oil production of 3.5 million barrels a day, which was reached in the 1990s. Analysts say U.S. oil majors will want certainty about who is in charge in Caracas and how stable the government is. The situation in Venezuela right now is anything but certain. Well, the Department of Homeland Security, in a social media post, criticized Hilton Hotels for a canceled reservation for DHS agents at a Minneapolis location. DHS said the reservation was canceled due to the agents' work on immigration enforcement. Now, Hilton says this is owned by an independent contractor. The price of Hilton shares, though, still dipped around 2% after that social media post. The Dow closed up 600 points yesterday, traded above 49,000 for the first time ever, closed at a new record high. Energy stocks led the way higher. And General Motors reported a 5.5% increase in its annual sales last year, despite a 6.9% decrease during the fourth quarter. The Detroit automaker retained its position as the largest seller of vehicles in the U.S. Stellantis, meanwhile, reported its sales were down 3.3%, but the Jeep brand posted a gain for the first time since 2018. New coins begin to circulate this week, commemorating the 250th anniversary of the United States founding. The coins feature pilgrims and early presidents, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and James Madison. The other 25-cent coins slated for circulation include the Revolutionary War Quarter, the Declaration of Independence Quarter, the U.S. Constitution Quarter, and the Gettysburg Address Quarter. Chevron called employees back to Venezuela and resumed oil exports to the U.S. yesterday following a brief pause due to political events. Also, there's a tanker carrying crude bound for the U.S. Gulf Coast. Southwest Airlines adding additional flights to and from the Caribbean after the FAA reopened airspace there following the military operation in Venezuela. Southwest is now also making headlines for its new routes to St. Martin, set to be officially launched in the spring. So this should help U.S. citizens get to the Caribbean island without time-consuming layovers. And new car sales are rising thanks to purchases by the well-off. A larger proportion of new cars are being bought by affluent Americans as prices and interest rates for auto loans climb. Several large automakers, including GM and Toyota, told investors this week they had closed out the year with strong sales. And the latest numbers from U-Haul show Americans continue to flee high-tax states. 3 of the top 4 states attracting movers have no personal income tax: Texas, Florida, and Tennessee. Now, California is ranked dead last in the index and imposes the highest top personal income tax rate in the nation at more than 13%. As the AI race intensifies, the speed with which the world's biggest chip companies roll out more computing products is quickening. And at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang unveiled the company's newest AI server systems, known as Vera Rubin, which go on sale in the second half of the year. Well, mowing the lawn can be a chore, no doubt about it, but now AI can take care of that. Tech expert Jennifer Jolly at CES tells us about the Luba 3 AWD lawnmower.
Hey, finally, a gadget that can actually help us do some hard work in our real lives. One of the standouts here for me this week, the Luba 3 AWD robot lawnmower.
The mower can sense trees, kids, toys, edges, and work around them. It is available now and starts at $2,400. Well, U.S. aviation authorities proposed rules that could require airlines spend billions of dollars replacing or updating critical flight safety equipment to accommodate the sale of new wireless spectrum mandated in President Trump's tax and spending package. The FAA said the regulations would require airlines to upgrade radio altimeters, instruments that measure a plane's altitude, so they're able to withstand interference from wireless signals across spectrum bands. And Dell is bringing back its XPS laptop brand after discontinuing it last year. Limited configurations of 2 new models will be available beginning today, with a 13-inch model in the pipeline for later this year. The new XPS laptops will compete directly with Apple's MacBook Air, featuring aluminum enclosures, compact designs, and slim bezels around the display with improved performance and AI processing. Well, data centers tied to the biggest U.S. grid just tacked on another $6.5 billion to the cost of procuring power supplies, adding to concerns the artificial intelligence boom is worsening energy inflation. Data centers require massive amounts of energy, and the ability to meet that demand from aging grids comes with high costs for new infrastructure, expenses that will be borne by consumers who already are seeing electricity bills soar. And the Trump administration awarding a total of $2.7 billion to 3 companies to support uranium enrichment for nuclear energy. American Centrifuge Operating, General Matter, and Orano Federal Services will receive $900 million each. The Trump administration said the funding will help the U.S. transition away from foreign uranium sources. Well, PepsiCo and General Mills among a handful of companies planning to boost affordability as shoppers tighten their spending. Cheerios and Nature Valley bar maker General Mills said it cut prices on nearly 2/3 of its grocery products in North America. And then also PepsiCo plans to lower prices this year across some of its food products as it looks to improve affordability.